Hey everyone, no normal intro like I normally do here. Instead, you just get clear 5K audio of my voice. The reason why I have this intro here instead of the normal one is because the audio, of course, got messed up on this podcast. So apologies in advance. You have really clear audio with me right now, and then very shortly you'll have the best I could possibly do to fix the audio that we had, but still wanted to put this podcast out for you guys because I think it was a fun one. Didn't want to re-record it because still want to give our genuine reactions and genuine conversations that me and Kaven have. So this is what you guys get. Again, apologies going forward, going into this podcast. Thank you so much for understanding. Also, thanks to Weaves of the Shore for sponsoring this video and this podcast, even though it might be a little lackluster. And then anything else? Oh, maybe clarification. Later in the podcast, I talk about the spoiler Golden Checkmate. And I say that it's a 3 reserve cost. I don't know what I was thinking. It's a 15 reserve cost and gets reduced by, numerous chessmen pieces that you might have on board. So I think that is everything I need to cover here. Yeah. So thank you so much. And I will see you guys very shortly. Everyone, welcome back to the Team True podcast at Grand Archive TCG Podcast. I am Isaac. Joining with me today is Kaven, as per usual. Kaven, what's your favorite sports team?
No, wait, I had a question for you.
I know.
Favorite sports team, Lansing Lugnuts.
The Lansing Lugnuts.
Yeah, I just went to a lot of those games. I actually vended Pokemon cards at a Lansing Lugnuts show, which is our local baseball team. Yeah. Kind of a weird experience, but it was also really cool because, it wasn't, obviously it was a baseball game. It wasn't a card show. So people would walk up to the table and be shocked that there was Pokemon cards there. So it was such a cool experience to I don't know. I mean, obviously tons of kids at the baseball game as well. And so it was just really cool to have kids walk up and be like, are these Pokemon cards? Losing their mind, and a lot of parents begrudgingly pulling out their wallets and buying some packs and stuff. But it was a really cool experience.
Did you up those prices?
No. I was pretty fair. I gave away a lot of jumbos and coins and stuff because those are the stuff that I never knew how to really sell. So I'd put them up for $1 or $2 at the booth, jumbos and stuff. But when kids would get really excited about them, I just give them to them for free, or give them 5 of them for $2 or something. No, it was really fun. My question for you was going to be, if you were a tree, what tree would you be?
Cedar.
Wow, that was really fast. Why?
They're really nice.
Oh, okay.
They're strong. They smell good when you burn them. No.
I'd be a maple tree because those are the ones that have the little spinny boys, right? For seeds.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd be whatever the tree is that has the little spinny boys, because then I'd keep myself entertained.
I have cedar trees right out here.
Yeah.
Maybe. I have to remember. I have to go look and see what kind of tree that is. But they're my favorite tree because they have cool leaves, but they're not quite like leaves. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look up a cedar tree, make sure I'm thinking of the right thing. Cedar tree.
What is that? Why is it showing the pine trees?
Yeah. It has these kind of western red cedar tree. Is that literally what's in my yard? That seems odd to have in my yard, but that's the leaves it has. I like these weird what do we call those?
Phalanges?
Phalanges, yeah.
I don't know. All right, well,
what about you? Oh, you said maple.
Yeah, whatever the tree is that has the little spinny things.
Maple tree.
Because trees last a long time, right? They're around for a while.
Trees that have the spinning helicopters.
Helicopter seeds, yeah.
That's
Samara fruit. That's definitely not what I'm thinking of. Maybe a lot of
maple
trees
seeds
have these.
Maple
okay,
seeds.
they are maple. That's what. You know what? I'm proud of myself for knowing that. But a tree lasts a long time. They're around for a while, and so you got to do something. I can't play cards. I'm a tree, so I got to entertain myself somehow. So I can just every once in a while.
I got the little fingies as a tree. Should I look up a tree with fingers?
No.
All right, anyway.
Okay, we're back to the Omnidex profile picture roll, which is killing us to wait until recording date. But because we did the Michigan regionals, right? And I was one of the judges for it, or not Michigan regionals. Sorry, we did the online league regionals. and I was one of the judges for it. And at one point during the event, all the judges started rolling their profile pictures and talking about it, and I literally just had to leave. I left the chat, just like let them talk about it, because I was like, I just want to roll mine so bad right now. So I'm very excited. Is this yours?
I feel like Clem got Storm Slime.
Did? Wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. But,
that's dope.
Yeah, this is yours.
This is mine.
We're rolling yours first.
Oh man. Okay, let's go. You are, baby.
Common. By
More like by piece of crap.
All right. So that was yours.
Well, that was so incredibly disappointing, dude. Come on.
One of the flowers.
Who cares?
I don't know. And then mine, common. Oh, Gem of Sorority, which is funny because I actually just saw.
Is that a draft pack card?
It is a draft pack card because me and Once in Love were just talking about it randomly. He goes, "Do you know what the card is?" I go, "Is it a draft pack?" He goes, "Yeah, it is." I go, "The only reason why I know that is because we just did draft."
Yeah, I'm surprised that they have draft pack cards as icons.
Yeah. I think they probably just have every card probably somewhere around here. Well, that was
disappointing.
Yeah.
I think last week was disappointing too, right?
We'll be due for one eventually.
Yeah.
We'll be hyped when it's just an uncommon even.
Dude, we're gonna get something remotely cool, and everyone's gonna have to take their headphones out of their ears because we're shouting so much.
I can just lower it in post.
No.
Anywho, what you mentioned earlier though, was that the NA Online Regional happened yesterday for us. Sunday.
This past weekend for the people watching this podcast. Yeah.
And so we had our winner, Killidus. I would like to point out that they were playing Watermill Nico.
Yep.
Valkyrie asked me in the second to last round what I think will win, and I didn't know what the top list had been doing well, and I said Water Nico. So shout out to me for getting that right.
The real winner.
Yeah, the real winner.
The online regionals.
Sure, you get your packs and playmats and invite card, but I correctly guessed out of there was a lot of different decks at top tier. There's only one duplicate, which is Fractals, dude.
I mean, it's the same meta that we've been seeing. It is just this massively open meta. I saw that you and Valkyrie were talking about the stats for the tournament, like how many people entered and stuff, or the element breakdown and everything. And it is just wild to see how diverse it is between elements, decks, everything. It's just crazy.
This one went 502.
I know.
Fire suited Tenoris. That's sick. Yeah, it was a cool event. It was fun to cast. I was definitely rusty. I think it was round 2 was my first round casting.
Yeah.
And I had to get back into it. I think by round the third or fourth time I was definitely fine or whatever. But it's always fun to cast. It's fun to watch people play and see how they play. I got to do the fun game where I didn't know the card names of a lot of cards. And even though I looked at all the cards, I tried to do this before I cast. I look at all the cards. It's still, they just leave.
Yeah.
I just don't have it. So I had to, although some of them I should know, right? I forgot Zhang Zhao Way of Peace. I go, in Fractals you have, and I was like, it's the best card in the entire deck. And I was telling back, I go, you draw 2, sometimes you heal 4. And Valk's like, Zhang Zhao? I was like, yes. It's that. So, my bad. It happens.
There's a lot of hats that me and you wear in Grand Archive. We're content creators, competitive players, casters, judges. I am so uncomfortable as a judge. I forget every ruling when I judge. When I'm playing and I do something wrong or my opponent does something wrong, I'm like, no, that's incorrect. This is the ruling. And I judge and someone calls me over and they're like, on a Serene Spirit, do you glimpse 6 or 7? I'm like, I don't know. Let me read the card. I gotta check this. I'm pretty sure it's this way. So I'm so incredibly uncomfortable.
Because it just feels so bad to give a wrong answer if you ever accidentally get it wrong.
That's that. It's my worst nightmare.
You just feel like you ruin the entire person's match. You gave them that loss essentially.
Exactly.
Being a judge is stressful. It's more stressful to me than being a caster, actually.
Because you directly can impact the game.
And casting, if I happen to see something that's wrong, then I can say it for sure. But if I'm unsure about it, it's like,
don't bring that part up.
Yeah.
That's the table judge's job to figure that one out. So
yeah, huge shout out to our staff at the regionals, the online regionals. All of our judges that did an amazing job, and as well as all the casters that did a live stream on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go watch the online regionals, I even saw that someone commented with timestamps for every single match played. So big shout out to you as well.
Huge. Thank you.
Just a huge shout out to everyone in the community for.
But it makes it so much easier because usually I go back through and do that.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
No, it's just awesome to see all the hard work and like community driven stuff that people do. So massive shout out.
Shout out to Want and Love also behind the scenes the entire time. He runs the production side of the casting, so he is the one actually doing the stream and putting up the cards on screen and changing how much damage was taken. It's actually funny because I appreciate it so much because sometimes, people don't put their phones fully on screen when they're doing live. And once is watching the entire time and like accurately trying to guess exactly what's happening and how much damage is being taken. But again, just huge shout out to him. Yeah,
it's always a delicate balance of not wanting to interact with the game and the players because like you don't want to take people out of their thought process and stuff, but massive shout out. I love our judges so much because I judged the event and I just kind of like eventually took a backseat position and just like was there for support when they needed it because I will sit there on my computer watching the Discord ready for a judge call. And I cannot beat our judges to a table. They get to the tables so fast. It's unreal. But it's so nice for our players because when you're in an event on the online server and you need a judge, you get one immediately. I've played in, like big One Piece online events and stuff. And like I've waited 4 minutes for a judge before, which is like really impactful because sometimes you also like will tell the judge like, hey, we waited 4 minutes for you. Your ruling took 3 minutes. Can we get a 7-minute time extension? And they're like, we'll give you 4 minutes. I'm like, okay, well, it's literally 3 minutes that just like got disappeared into the aether now, right? And so just massive shout out.
I agree that they're exceptional at what they do. Very appreciative to have them, and it's volunteer based, like so like they just want to do it, and that's super cool. I appreciate that. Talking about the tournament, though, more going into like decks and stuff like that. I know we've talked about
the actual event.
So I know we've talked about a lot here about the current meta. And one of the things that Valkyrie asked me is like, with the current meta, do we usually see a staple event where it's like, okay, this is how the meta is going to be proceeding forward. These are the decks that are going to be the best ones. These are the ones that are going to be a little under those, the tier 2 decks, whatever it might be. And I thought it was actually really interesting because I had to think about it for a sec for sure, because I think in the past, yes, I think there's been events where it's like this event defines these are the best decks, right? Think like specifically the Taipei. Right after Worlds, the first Worlds event, Taipei, it was like there was Tristan and there was Slimes, right? And there were some other decks that were in there, but like those were really prominent decks, and those decks kind of were then shown way more off in in later tournaments, right? And obviously Slimes took a huge front seat eventually, but there were. I will say the meta shifted, but it's because there was like bans and like things actually changed. But the meta stayed pretty consistent. You're like, okay, I know Slimes is really good, and there's something that can beat Slimes, which sometimes Tristan can beat it, but also sometimes like Water Allies could beat it, like Xander Water Allies or something like that. And so like those were the decks that you mainly saw, and I feel like you could accurately guess that's what I'll see in an event. I will say for DTR and PTM, I feel like that's not been the case at all, right? I full sideboarded because I thought Tristan is one of the best decks, and Serial is one of the best decks. I full sided for Tristan. I tried to play my main board against Serial, and the entire event of my 12 rounds, maybe 12, just 12 rounds, I think, that I did, I saw 3 Serial, 1 Tristan. Like, that, maybe the Serial call is good, but I played against everything else too. Like the one Tristan, I shouldn't have sideboarded 7 cards for the one Tristan. So I can't say that, yes, if you go to an event like, or the event like London, that's going to be the staple now from going on, because also what I text for was not what won at all, right? Superior took in one with Genbu, and you had Fractals in top 8 and
Water Diana.
And like Fire Diana.
So many decks that we didn't expect.
And so like, while yes, I guess that meta actually, maybe London perfectly shows what the meta is like, which is that it is completely open. I feel like it hasn't like locked in with the 2 or 3 best decks that are going to be in top 3 every single time or top 8 every single time. There's just it is a toss up.
Yeah, I mean, like how Boogeyman was Siryu for the past few months, right? Like Siryu has been making people quit the game, frankly, and now it's just like, it's not really played. It's not really doing that well.
Yep.
It just like fell off kind of like suddenly.
We have like one in top 16. We had 1.
No, 2, right?
2.
Was there a second place was also.
I know. I was
It's second and 15th.
15th. Oh yeah, okay. So two in top 16.
Second and 15th. Like that is not.
We have 2 water gambus also. 2 water gambus. We also have 2 taxes. Yeah, 2 taxes in here. Like 2 fractals in here.
2 CLs. Yeah, like it is not there is no Boogeyman right now. And like that's like such an odd thing. Like you build your deck for your deck's strength right now. You don't build your deck to try to counter something. You just build the strongest deck that you can. And like tech when you can, when you have the space. But
I do want to point out 18th place here, by the way, because they're the one that lost their winning in against Perfy.
Yeah.
And that was live, and it's Byaku.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's really not that special of a deck. Like it is similar to Win Siryu. It has some really cool things, right? It can do the stupid Zhang Zhao with like in combination with like Scattering Gust to make your opponent discard 2 cards from memory,
or Byaku's Suppress.
Byaku's Suppress. Yeah, so like it's cool that you can do those kind of combos, but really it's just it's trying to build up a big influence, and then maybe get Byaku's out and you're in beatdown for most of the part, and then you can just wake up your dude.
It's similar to beat down Siryu instead of hybrid Siryu that can go beat down or level up. Yeah. No, it's really cool. I mean, Edward has been playing this type of list for a while now. He's very well known for it and has been doing a phenomenal job. I mean, taking Byaku to an 18th place finish in a 93-person event, very, very...
And just lost the win and was so... Literally, if their tiebreakers were better, they could have ID'd. They were the bottom of the 4-1-1s, I believe.
That's
and 4-1-2 was the bubble. You can see MF Doomblade, sorry, buddy, bubbling out of top 16 here. And that's just that was the nature of the beast on that tournament.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy to see like regional events, right? Because if you scroll all the way up, like Killidus won the event, but there were 2 other players with the same exact record. Like that just doesn't really happen in a major event. I mean, eventually you literally get to top cut. But not to take away from Killidus at all. He's actually an OG player. Has been around since Ascent Houston. Has had a lot of good finishes in his day. So cool to see him taking down an event for sure.
Just ally beat down.
The Tweedledee.
No, it's not playing Aquifer. Sinesh Chanel.
Tweedledee's just a good taunter.
Yeah. It hits for 3 and then it's a 0-4 taunter. Makes sense. That's cool.
We haven't really seen the prep counter Nico as popular, I don't think. Which makes sense.
Maybe a little too combo-y. Like
I feel like just the generic Nico path is pretty solid, but...
I love watching Vanitas. Sorry to the Luxem player who got absolutely obliterated by the Fire Taxes deck because they went turn 1 Creative Shock, pitch a... They went second in their game 2. The Vanitas player did, and they went Creative Shock into get rid of Undying Dreams here, and then just drop a Lava Soul Tiger.
And Lava Soul's so good.
And the Xander, I was like, oh, this is gonna be rough, dude.
Yeah.
They did go Vanish from sight to survive a turn, and because they did that, the Taxes player just dropped Fluffy Shopkeep with a red hair on board, so now you have this 5-5, a 3-3, and a 1-3 on board, and passed, and then the Xander leveled up, got exploit vulnerability, and prepped it. Brought out brought out their Mercy Blade and slammed their face into the Lava Soul Tiger to kill it. But they took 5, but still they got rid of it because they had no other way to get rid of it.
Yeah, but it cost them 10 health to get rid of the Lava Soul because they had already taken 5 as well. Yeah,
they didn't take 5 yet. No. Because they vanished, so they wouldn't take damage.
Oh, that's definitely a lot better, but still rough to take 5 damage as part of removal.
I love this card. I think it was I'm forgetting his name. Tried to push for renaming the deck instead of being Vanitas Taxes to like Zoo Vanitas, because you have the horses, you have the Lousel Tigers, you have technically Shopkeep. And so I was like, yeah, that's more fun.
Yeah.
Although every time I think of Zoo, I think of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why it was called that at all.
It's because it had like bats or something in it, right? I think it had like 2 different animals in it. But not like clear animals.
It was just
either.
a tempo deck too, right?
Yeah.
It was like it always had like a really good solid turn 1. It had the 1-drop 3/2 bat that dealt like 2 damage or 3 damage to your champion or your hero.
Like
it's like I think every turn just had like a really solid status ally.
Fire bat?
No, maybe no imp. It was imp.
Imp.
It was definitely like flaming imp, because fire bat was a 1-drop or 2-drop 2/1 that on death would deal 1 damage to a random enemy or something like that.
Maybe I ran that too.
Speaking of which, we're going even more tangent.
Whoa,
we went to tangent to Hearthstone.
I'm ready.
I mentioned Firebat. Firebat is a streamer. He's back. That's what he's the card is named after him, because he won 2014 Worlds.
Oh, that's cool.
He stopped streaming, and now he's back to for several years. He stopped streaming. He was my favorite streamer. For Hearthstone. He's back. Yep. Cool. Just decided to start streaming again. So if you watch Hearthstone and watch Firebat, there you go. He's streaming again on Twitch and all that jazz. But anywho, back to Grand Archive.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I feel like kind of talked about this event. It's just a lot of same old in a way. I don't know. There was 2 other events that happened this weekend. They were both a little bit smaller, but
84-person here,
which is still a pretty big regionals.
Yeah,
it's still a good sample size. Water Diana, Water Fractals,
Tristan, CL, Luxem, Wind Wake Up. Literally, this is the only different card or different deck in here, and it's Crux Lorraine.
Yeah, which is still like fairly popular right now.
I'm surprised people play this deck.
I mean, we took it to Niagara and Auckland.
Yeah.
Didn't do very well at Niagara. We both made day 2.
We both made day 2.
And then Auckland, I got second, which was crazy.
Day 2'd again, at least.
You day 2'd again, and that was in like Siriu meta, which was wild that we made. Why did we play that deck?
I don't know.
What's wrong with us? I mean, I remember not wanting to play that deck.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
We just thought it was relatively simple and consistent.
And we knew how to play it, and frankly, for Auckland, we didn't have any other time or cards to do.
Didn't have enough time to test it. We also have been stubborn this entire time and refused to play Siriu
at an event. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah. It's funny because just spit. When Siriu first came out as a thing, I tested that deck nonstop. I wanted it to just be really good, but I don't remember why it was so bad back then. I think Tristan was really popular, and
Tristan was popular, and I don't think
auto lost to Fractals.
People didn't also understand the beatdown route. I don't think yet.
Yeah,
they only tried to turbo and get the dragon out, and then they would lose because they would go 0 cards, and then they get ensnaring few.
Yeah, and with Fractals having dissonant and stuff back then, you just couldn't beat Fractals.
Siriu literally has been better because people have gotten better and deck more correctly. I don't think there's anything in particular that came out because of it.
Yeah, because back when Siriu released, dude, I was on it every day trying to build it, and I wanted to bring it to Nats and Worlds and all that kind of stuff, and I just couldn't get there. And now that it became popular and good and kind of toxic, we just haven't wanted to play it.
I have to assume, Art of War, Luxem's Xander is probably pretty good against it as well.
Yeah, because you have the ensnarings and
the ensnarings that you literally don't care, they can cast for free and then pick up all your stuff.
Yeah, it's not costing them their win con like it does with Tristan. Yeah, that's right. Win Luxem was a popular deck back then too. So you had Fractals as a hard matchup, Win Luxem as a hard matchup. Even Wind Allies was pretty popular back then, which could be a hard matchup because they were running EMAGs and stuff.
Yeah,
that's right. That's why. Yeah, it just kind of lost to everything. It was crazy.
It was weird. Yeah.
But
people just got better. People understood how to play it more conservatively if they need to. At TM32 at London brought a very, very much more slow draw oriented until you build up boards slowly. Literally
Longtail Grove Sword was a huge boon for
that's very true. That's very, very true. Getting an extra ally that can help for beatdown is very good. I saw a deck in here and I wanted to bring it up, and I don't know where I saw it because I don't see it now. So maybe I'm just going crazy, but we've seen Wind Wake Up be around for a while. I was actually thinking about this deck more and more because I obviously an out to Wind Wake Up is just kill the ally that's swinging for a bunch.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you know, one deck that might have more like a decent amount of protection against that kind of stuff would actually be like Turnor's or CL now. So you can go into level 1 because now you can go the negate card that Guardian gets, or for Guardian allies, I should say. It negates all card activations on the stack. You can only activate this if
if it's a Guardian unit is attacking.
Overpowering defense.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if you could build more Guardian allies into the list and try to do something with that a little bit more. I thought that'd be kind of interesting. I don't know if that's the case, if it's even good, but we'll.
Yeah, no, I see the thought process though. Like Song of Frost is no longer an out. You know, all the resolutes and anything that people are trying to activate. Yeah.
So I think that would be cool. I love that people are playing Draft of Stamina here, dude.
Yeah,
it's so cool. And then one day you'll be able to make this an ally. That when it dies, it wakes up another ally.
Your 7-drop potion that's also an ally.
That's gonna get fracturized.
Yep.
Wait. Okay, they're probably all cleric potions, but are any of them guardian potions?
Probably not.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That'd be really funny. I guess. Okay, I'm jumping again. This is like the most tangent
city.
With that card, potion infusion. Animate.
Yeah. Good job.
It makes a potion into an ally. We talked about this before. Can you? Or I think you would want to play it in water mainly, because you would have negates to help try to back up your game plan. Fractal potion.
Why fractals?
Glimmering. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah.
And then if you get bad herbs, you can fracturize the herbs, so you go Ari.
Yeah.
And now we need whatever allies. Gosh, and I have to look up allies I can gather.
Live bad deck building brought to you by Champion Isaac.
You're welcome.
We got to do our like LA sessions just live. Like just like a 10-hour, okay, maybe not 10 hour, but like maybe like a 5-hour testing session. Just like live on YouTube.
Yeah, just over here. Yeah, if you guys want to see us test for like 5 hours of just decks for LA, which we need to start doing.
Yeah. Well, I can't. We have the creators thing this weekend, so we have to kind of get a little bit in Pantheon mentality and catch up with content and stuff before then. And then I'm going to Vegas for Riftbound, unfortunately. Which, low key, I've actually been having a lot of fun with it lately. But I'm still quitting Riftbound, and dude, like GA is still just so good, dude. Like it kind of sucks to take over the server and like run the online league, because like I'm really happy that we can like do a good job with it, like make sure that like everyone has a good place to like play and stuff, but I really want to play in them.
It was cool to watch what people have been bringing and playing. Like the fact that like, anything's viable makes me really want to play Tenoris.
Yeah,
because I'm like, anything's viable.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I can play Tenoris.
Where did Water Kongming go? Water Kongming started to like show its face.
Kongming in general.
Yeah.
I truly think people are just scared to try to actually make it work.
Sure.
Like they don't want to invest that much time for it to be a complete fail. For the super competitive players, they're like, you can already play anything you want. So why would I invest more of my time into a brand new deck that might just be just as good as everything else when I can just hard go at it with I can just really buckle down and focus on one deck like Tristan, like Serial, like I don't know, name a deck. So who knows? Maybe I will play Tenoris though in LA.
Crazy.
This is also my biggest issue is that I don't want to go to time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to just sit there for like literally turns after turns. Like, it's turn 13. I have no materializations left. Pass. And then you die, and you're like, okay, well that was useless.
No point in shuffling up for game 2. Yeah. That is definitely the struggle. I also wanted to mention before I forget, because I've thought about this multiple times already and kept forgetting. The spoilers that was shown during the online regionals podcast, or not podcast, stream. I saw you trying to read those live during the announcement. Wow, that video went fast.
That went fast. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. You know, we're gonna do it live right here. You keep talking.
Okay.
I want to try to find the point in the video where I can talk about it.
So some big things that were shown is water chessmen are a thing, apparently.
Yes.
Water chessmen. It was diamonds, right?
Suited.
Suited.
That's why it sounded weird.
Oh, right, yeah. In my head,
Yeah.
chessmen was suited. So we have water suited cards, and something that I wasn't sure if we'd get or not.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said though? I think I mentioned it before to you when we were at Ascent London. I think it's literally on our podcast. It's definitely in a podcast where I mentioned this, that suited. I mentioned to Silidar or one of the devs that I think there'll be diamonds will be water suited and there'll be clubs for wind suited. And I think I mentioned to one of the devs and they said that's a good guess or whatever. That's all they said, of course. And or that's a good idea or good whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I said in a podcast later, and then on the stream I mentioned, I called this. And so that's really cool. So I do have, one of them up here. It's a little blurry.
So when I saw this card, I was like, wait, this card sucks. Because I didn't realize it's just Norm. I thought this was an Exalted card or something. But so this is a 3-drop Norm
2/2.
ally. Yeah, 2/2 unique warrior angel, which is cool that we're starting to see these angels and stuff. I think that's always been like a popular, you know, archetype or whatever in other games. And yeah, there you go.
They're the full thing of the card.
So 3-drop Norm 2/2 unique ally warrior angel. You can imbue Luxem or Umbra cards together. So you could do 2 Luxem, 1 Umbra if you are somehow running that.
Which is sorry, continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. And if you do, it gains an unenter effect that it'll put a debuff counter on target ally you don't control, and it puts a buff counter on itself, and you recover 1.
Yes.
Which when I thought this was an advanced element card, Exalted card, I was like, this card sucks.
Yes.
And then I realized that it's not an advanced element card and was much more curious about this card.
I first thought about it, I thought it was really bad. And then I started thinking also about what is coming out in RDO. And Mordred's coming out in RDO. And I think everyone thinks it's Luxem, right? That Mordred's going to be Luxem. And so this is a warrior, unique ally for Luxem. Fractured Crown does stuff with, which is a Luxem card that does stuff with unique allies as well. You get more life per unique ally in your graveyard.
Something like that,
and then your champion gets +2 to their attacks. First attack gets +2, I think.
Yeah, I think that's like inherently on there.
Yes,
and then like the unique thing scales health.
Yeah, so this could definitely be in there. Also love the theming of this card because it's like an angel, but it's like duality, right?
Yeah, light and dark.
So that's really cool that we have Luxem and Umbra imbue 3 on there. And also that the effect is give a debuff counter and also give a buff counter. So it's, again, that duality, and that's really cool. I love that.
But yeah, so if you do start with some advanced element cards in your hand, this can be a turn 1 3-drop 3/3 that if your opponent played an ally during their turn, even like a stalwart or something, right? Like, but debuff it, make it only have 1 health. Like, that's insanely powerful. So very, very cool to see.
Then we have blue Ace of Diamonds. So obviously all the aces are 1 cost.
This card is wild.
Right? I think, of course, Valkyrie asked me my opinion on this card. And I was like, this just has to be broken, right?
Yeah.
So it's a unique ally, mage suited human, 1/1. It's an ace of spades, so it's going to be a 1/1. On enter, generate up to X bolt of diamond cards and put them into your memory. X is 0 normally. Depending on the total reserve cost of the suited objects you control, this is the exact same as like the ace of spades and the ace of
hearts.
Ace of hearts. So at 6, you get one of those generated into your memory. At 10, it's total suited. So you would have like a 5 and a 4 on board, and you play this, that'd be total of 10. You get 2, and then if you have the magic 21, which doesn't happen, you'll get 4. And then this also has floating memory. So, sorry, this card's just so good.
Yeah.
6, you can make happen pretty easily.
Yeah.
You play a 5 of spades turn 1. Go turn 2, play this. Like that's
or like a 3-drop, 2-drop follow up with this or something like that. 3-drop turn 1 and then 2-drop, 1-drop on turn 2. Pretty easy to do.
I think it's very easy to do. 10 cost is still pretty easy to do. You can do a 5 cost, a 5 of spades, which people don't usually want to kill because it gives you a floating memory on turn 1. Go turn 2, play a 4 and an ace. And that's 10. So you can get the secondary effect. Now, you do have to have all three of those cards in hand, and yeah, it's a little they could have negates, whatever, they kill off something, sure, but it's not that impossible to do. I've seen it be done before, and then you get to generate 2 cards. Now, regardless of what this Bolt of Diamond does, this is still broken. Those cards could literally say do nothing.
Yeah.
And this would still be broken because cards are resources, they're influence, they're your mana. So be able to put those cards down instead of the cards that you want to be playing these other allies, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. If a card says draw 2 on it, it usually has a pretty big restriction in this game. And, to be fair, this card does have a pretty big restriction. It's incredibly situational. But a 1-drop, 1/1 floating memory ally being able to even have that text on it is pretty interesting.
Okay, I had to read 4. I wanted to bring up 4 of Hearts. I had to read it again, make sure, because 4 Hearts is draw a card into memory, and then put a fire or norm suited element ally card with reserve cost 3 or less. So I want to make sure that this couldn't grab like a water card,
sure,
or I'm assuming a wind suited ally. But so we're good on that.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, like in suited, playing a 1 cost is good because it'll help reduce your cardistry effects as well. So yeah, I don't necessarily know if this is going to be a broken card, but it definitely seems like very good. The fact that it has floating memory means that even if you just play this turn 1, or whatever, right? Like even you just have to play this card, you might be able to reduce your cardistry. You might get bonuses from playing it or whatever. And then if you don't, even if they kill it, you still have that float. So it's pretty interesting. I like it. It seems like a very thematic water card.
It's also a 1 cost unique ally human in water. So like Juying, Shadow Mirror or whatever.
Ooh.
So like we've had that with Red Hair. People started playing Red Hair with some of the fire ones, but like there's already really solid water human unique allies that you like to play in like a water ally deck, and we've seen water allies decks. That's also the other thing. Like we've had strong water allies decks.
Yeah,
this is a water allies deck that has a bunch of internal synergies. To me, it has to be good. I have to assume that. I don't know. I will definitely be messing with water suited for sure for RDO. And then the last card here, which
it'll be very interesting to see what those Bolt of Diamonds do, because if those cards are good, that obviously dramatically increases the playability.
If they just deal 1.
As
something like bolts, I'm thinking like a skill. It deals
1 cost, 1 damage, or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
having that as an option is good.
Yes. And then we have Alice, Trifles something. I don't know if I can.
I'm gonna let you talk about this card.
Trifles Royalty, which is a 3. It's your level 3 Alice, Norm Exalted. So cool. This is Norm Heaven, basically, because you get to start with your probably not, but you can start with your purity, Spirit of Purity, be Norm, go to level 1 Alice, level 2 Alice, level 3 Alice, and be Norm all the way, and then get Exalted cards unlocked at that level 3, which is really cool. We've seen some allies that have been played in like Sirio, the Vanguard, Imperial Vanguard or something.
It's a 3-drop, 3/4 that has Vigor.
And Intercept.
2-drop?
3-drop.
3-drop, 3/4 that
it's
has
a 3/4 and an Intercept and Vigor. And then we also have a 3-drop something Priestess, Imperial Priestess or something like that. I don't know. 3-drop 1/4 with Intercept and Recover 4 on enter. So we get to play all those cards. There's
obviously Regal Expedition, Tri-Castles, but you wouldn't want to in this list, but just cards like that,
So really cool. And then I think even the cooler effect of this card, obviously, which is this card costs 1 less to materialize for each chessman ally you control. Alice Lynch, at the beginning of your recollection phase, summon a pawn piece token. Then if you control 3 or more chessman allies, draw a card into your memory. So I do want to point out a couple synergies with this. This card almost guarantee reads, by the way. This card costs 2 instead of 3. Because if I go to Alice Wins Monarch.
I see where you're going with this. That's cool.
Alice Wins Monarch says, if you don't control a pawn ally, summon a pawn piece token.
And you can tap this. You can do this in your opponent's end phase.
Exactly. You do this on your opponent's end phase. You make a pawn piece token, so that way this card right here costs then only 2. And then if you happen to flash in or play a card that summons a pawn piece token, another one after the fact, which is not hard to do. There's several cards that do that. Then you'll have 2 chessmen allies. So this will only cost 1.
Yeah.
Then you go to your turn. You'll go to the beginning of that collection, you'll summon a pawn piece token, that'll be your 3, and then if you control 3 more chessmen allies, you draw a card into memory. So you can get this for free in a way, not that difficult.
Yeah.
Not that.
So if you either flash one non-pawn in, or if you just have one non-pawn, because the level 2 Alice can tap and make a pawn if you don't control pawn. So if your rook or whatever survives your opponent's turn, you make a pawn. Now you're bringing this in for 1, and you lost 1 resource for it, but you're getting 1 resource back because you went into it. So that's pretty cool. And it'll help you.
You can hold on to drop band, which is reveal 3 chessman cards and summon a pawn piece token. And then
sure, because you could do level 2 effect first, and then after you make a pawn piece, do that, make a second pawn piece. Now, it wasn't different types, right? It's just 3 chessmen.
Just 3 draw a card in memory.
If you control 3 or more chessmen allies and cost 1 less for each chessman ally. Yeah, that you know what? Okay, I'm very glad that you talked about this, because honestly, when I looked at this card just like kind of by itself, honestly, I was like, I don't really see why it's so good, but you explaining it definitely helps a lot.
It's really solid. Obviously, then the most important thing that you get when you go to level 3 Alice is that you get the ability to use Golden Checkmate, which is a 3-cost Exalted Norm card.
Yeah.
Obviously, so you would most likely doing this, and then which I believe does 3 damage. Is a golden command that deals 3, then on champion hit, beginning recollection, your next recollection.
It's an attack.
It's an attack. It's a command card. So it forces one of your allies to attack.
Yeah.
Which you're going to be summoning 1 every single turn. Also, on top of that, it does, I believe, like I said, it has a power of 3, but your level 1 Alice has an innate inherited effect that gives all commands when they enter into intent +1 power. So it's actually swinging for 4.
Which is actually much different number than 3.
It's a very important number.
Yeah.
It is a hugely important number.
Korhazi, Trapper, Wand of Frost.
Resolute, Calming Breeze.
Resolute, Cerulean Decree.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. It's so different.
It's quite the most, like, it seems like such a little thing.
Yeah.
And I think people will forget about it, but that alone makes that card in this combination actually, decently viable.
Okay, are we cooking with Chessmen next set? This is exciting. So I'm so glad you explained this.
These are the 2 decks I'm messing with, for sure, in RDO, at least.
It can be the same deck. No.
Suited Chessmen allies. Maybe not. But, we can run, now that we go to level 3 Exalted Alice, I can put my Argus All-Seeing Giant in here because he's exalted norms. So at least I can play him in here if I need to and protect my chessman because he has taunt, right?
I don't
intercept. I don't know either. I talked about it. Andy talked about it in our video. So if you haven't checked that out, check out the Andy interview. It was a good video.
It was a great
video and good interview for Andy. So
fantastic editing.
Well,
yes, very, very, very happy with that video.
Yeah. Shout out to Main Deck Dan for helping me with the thumbnail and title because it was 11 something at night and I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, I think I sent you my first one.
Yeah,
it was rough. It was it was literally just you and Andy and a bottle of hot sauce. And I was like, is that good enough? Like, I don't know. It's pretty close to just that, but it looks a little bit better than that. But I'm very excited for these.
These spoiler parts were very exciting to see. He like just randomly during the stream was basically like spoilers if we get 200 views or something, and then sent this like that whole like hype video, and I was like, I was expecting one card, with a blank background, like very basic. But no, that was a very, very exciting thing that dropped during the stream. So, it helped make the event even more exciting.
Once in Love said, he said, you guys are going to live react to this. I was like, live react? Okay, I was like, yeah, I have a picture. I guess I'll be like, oh, this is really cool. Like, this card's really cool. But then, the full 3-minute, whatever it was, video. I don't think it was that long.
No, it was 39 seconds. Yeah.
It felt like 3 minutes. No.
Well, with how fast it was moving, it was crazy to try to hear you guys talk about the cards.
Yeah. They do the show. Why am I zooming in on like the worst part? Sorry, guys. There's the full card. It's also
beautiful card.
All the Alice CSRs are amazing. I have to get this one. I have the other 2.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I got level 1 and level 2 already.
Yeah.
Because then everyone started trying to sell them at $700. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I got mine.
So. I mean, dude, Golden Checkmate's going to be exciting. Yeah. This is going to potentially be a fan favorite deck, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get like its own little cult following in Grand Archive. I think there's going to be some diehard chess fans now.
I want to for sure play this. I hope Chess Club plays it a little bit.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, obviously.
Thoughts on if it's going to get the CUR spot?
Probably.
We've had Alice CURs in the past 2 sets.
Level 1 and level 2.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is like maybe they want to give the CUR to something a little bit more generic because it's like such a tie in the set with everything.
Have they ever given CUR to not a champion?
Well, no.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, Lubu. Yeah, which becomes a champion.
They found their workaround. So I guess Mordred's have you given to a Reco deck?
They have.
Oh yeah,
Tristan Shadow Reaver.
And Merlin didn't get one this set, right?
No. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would
have to assume.
I wouldn't mind if it was Alice. I think that's that's fine.
I'm not buying it. If I open one, I'll be hyped. I would really, dude.
But then you'd have to get level 1 and level 2 CURs, and then it's just a whole thing. You just sell it, you get your level 3 CSR for free, and then have a little bit of money left over to buy All-Seeing Giant CSRs.
Yeah, or the commands.
The golden checkmates, yeah. That's actually what you do. If you pull the CUR level 3 Alice, you just trade it for everything else that you need for the deck to do high rarity. Yep.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Is All-Seeing Giant getting into CSR? I don't think so, right? It's because it's a UR.
Oh, no, it's probably a foil. Yeah. But I mean, that's going to be a $200 card probably. I don't know how excited people are going to be for it.
I mean, obviously, I'm super hyped.
Yeah.
It goes right along with my Geldis.
Yeah.
Like, if only Alan level 2 was exalted.
Yeah.
That's what I need. That's what they should do, like a small rework or a small like errata. Is that the Alan level 2 has exalted?
Just give us a new Alan level 2.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Trust me.
Yeah. Something else to mention with the level 3 is that you can go from the non-Chessman versions into this. So you can have Umbra already unlocked as well as this card.
That's weird.
So it could even just be something that, like, if you for some reason are playing Chessman in Umbra Alice, which you probably aren't, maybe even just getting some extra health and getting the pawn piece every single turn and stuff might be worth it. Or maybe you're in like Fire Umbra Alice, and this is just in your mat deck for when you mill a ton of floating memory or something with Umbra or with the Phantasmagoria. You just go this to, again, get some extra health, get some bodies on board and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you even see like some pawn piece, like some like Chessman and like Golden Gambit. Yeah, like you can see like maybe that value engine being played. Like we could see some sort of weird thing. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But something to remember: this is not just Chessman Alice like synergy. You can do any Alice.
I built a Alice Chessman. We played that. I played against you, and it's like I drew a lot. I had a lot of influence. I even had a decent amount of floating memory. So if I had a level 3 I could get to, it would have been busted. But I just couldn't. There's nothing else I could do. There's no win con.
It's very exciting that you get to unlock the exalted cards.
Yes.
Without having to go into the Umbra version.
Yeah, and I also did say, like you mentioned earlier a little bit, but to clarify, I did say Spirit of Purity. You can just go normal Wind Spirit, or normal Fire Spirit, normal Water Spirit, and go up to level 3, and you still can play those exalted Water, Wind, or Fire cards.
Yeah,
which is I think is also really important to mention.
The Imperial Accords, all that kind of stuff. There's some good ones. Honestly, like I feel like they haven't been that impactful. A lot of the exalted good cards have been normed so far, but RDO seems, I don't know why, but it just seems like it's going to have a lot of exalted cards in it, just to me personally. And so maybe, like we just get more stuff to do there.
Little teardrop diadem.
Dude, that card's crazy.
It's a cleric. It looks like a chest crown.
Yeah, it does.
So maybe it's meant for Alice here.
I think we kind of skipped over the 40-person New Zealand event.
Oh yeah, I can go back to that.
If we want to briefly check that and see if there's any crazy decks, but I'm assuming it's going to be more of this really wide open meta that we have been seeing.
Heck, I really went on a tangent, didn't I?
Another Nico.
Ooh, double water ally Xander.
Wow,
that's kind of cool. Anything special? No.
Still very cool.
Sinestro.
Yeah, Sinestro is just in every water allies deck.
Shout out to Isaac. New Zealander. He plays in several of these events. Glenny. 9th place Nico.
Nice.
Playing Serene. We don't see that too often. Actually,
that's old school.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, okay. So New Zealand is just on, or maybe OCE is on.
Well, I mean, look at the rest of the top 8. It's aggro decks. You know, like Maybe
Fair
that's
enough.
why they're all on Serines. You got 2 Water Alexanders. You got 2 Fire Aether Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally half
A lot
of
of
its aggro.
Wojas too.
Water Coup Allies Umbra. We go down.
What?
Water Coup Allies Umbra CL. It's a long deck name.
So it goes to level 3, but it also has a decent amount of allies. Oh, because it says allies because
Because it has Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
This kind of looks similar to the old school Water CL list that I was playing.
Old school.
I love
as in like last set.
Dude, it was like 3 seasons ago. That's a long time in this game.
DTR?
Yeah, I mean, but you had like DTR post Rial
I see what you're
Band.
saying.
You had
Okay,
like
sure.
like I don't know, like I feel like so much has like happened since then. Maybe it wasn't that long ago, but
Not really.
so we covered all the regionals.
Yes.
We covered the spoilers. Anything else that you wanted to talk about on today's podcast?
No, but I don't want to leave everyone hanging here. It hasn't been that long. I feel like. How long has it been? I don't know. I don't have a timer.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't. We literally don't. We don't have a timer to mark how long we've been.
I love GA though. It's always like just such a huge like it never. It's just always it's almost always a good experience.
Yeah.
And like that's like so wild from like any aspect of it. Like running the event was a good experience and everything. You know, like running the regionals, getting to film content, playing in the tournaments, all that stuff. Like coaching. I've had a lot of people reach out since our last podcast where I like kind of talk about coaching a little bit more and like all the content that we're doing and stuff. And I've gotten to do some coaching with some new clients and like
Nice.
had a really, really enjoyable experience with a lot of them. I got to coach someone on fractals. So, you know, I was hyped for that. Like that's my absolute favorite is when I get to like coach someone on a deck that I'm actually passionate about and like really feel like I am like the professional on it and like can give you good advice. Like it always is like hard when I'm coaching someone on a deck that like I've played against it a lot, but I've like never like really piloted it a ton. I've done like gauntlet testing against it and as it, and like that's my extent with it. So like yeah, I have like a like pro player's perspective on it still, but like fractals, I'm like I could talk like 4 hours straight about fractals. You know that, yeah. So it's just like those are always the most fun ones to do.
Yeah. Here's my Norm's Ternoris deck for everyone.
Oh gosh. The amount of Ternaris decks that you have built over the years is
a lot.
Unreal.
It's a lot.
And some of them have came close. We featured a couple of them on the YouTube channel.
Some of them have literally been right on the edge of being like, this could be
like a regional deck.
Yeah. This could be definitely part of the meta that people could be playing. Like, just as much as fire suited Ternoris is being playing and topping.
Yeah.
It did top once, but dude, this combo feels good. You get so here's for people who don't know what I want to do with Ternoris and what Jimmy Lee also do with Ternoris a lot of time. You survive and play
good step one.
Yeah, survive and play domains. We have Woolbrook, which I love this card.
Dude, Woolbrook is so cool.
It's such
I am shocked that it is not seeing competitive play.
Yeah.
I have 3 out of 4 Curio Woolbooks. I just need one more.
Yeah.
Woolbooks. Yeah. Sell me a Curio Woolbook. Because I am expecting that card to be great.
This card is just a +1.
Yeah.
You have to pay a total of 10
to
get that +1. But apparently playing a total of 10, where that 10 is separated out into a 4 and a 6, is actually doable.
No, yeah, we've had great testing with this card so far.
So that's really cool. You get a Hub of Innovation. You get the Dawn of Ashes in Eternal Kingdom. Dormegan's Foundry can cost 2 less for each domain. Up to 3 domains you control. So it can cost literally 2. But if you have Wayfinder Map, it costs 1. And getting a 1-cost domain that just makes a 2/2 is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Anywho, then what you're going to do eventually is assemble the Ancients. You sacrifice all the domains you don't care about. You make a bunch of automaton tokens, decent-sized big boys, so 5s or 6/6s, somewhere in there. And then you got to keep them there and try to go for like allies and just beat them down if you're afraid that they're all going to get. Your sword's going to get destroyed in some way. Or if you're not worried about your sword getting destroyed, you can just go Ternoris Creation's Will, turn all those swords into big swords that are like 7 or 8, 9 damage on those power swords, and then you swing.
Wait, how is it extra damage on the swords?
Because the swords get buff counters, because the automatons get buff counters.
Oh.
So that's why you only need like 4 or 5 domains, because like 4 domains, this makes a 1/1 automaton token with 4 buff counters on it if I sacrifice 4 domains.
And the swords get buff counters?
The swords are buff counters. They get, because buff counter says increases power and life. So the swords will not get the life thing from that stat, but they will get the power part of that buff counter. And so they're 3/1 swords that gets 4 buff counters. They'll become 7/1 swords. So then if you stacked 4 domains, that's you'll make 4 automaton tokens that actually are technically 5/5s. Because they get 4 buff counters and they're 1/1s. But if you make swords, it becomes 7/1 swords. So you have 4 of those, so it's 28 damage because the swords can sacrifice themselves because of Turnor's creation as well. His effect is that you can any token weapon you control.
I thought it just generically gave +3 power. I didn't know it was X.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the most real build actually I've had of Norm Turnorus. In a little bit, and so you can sacrifice all those. You attack. Here's what you do. Because you don't...
You survive an attack.
No. You attack with the sword. You choose a sword and you attack with it.
Yeah.
If you don't sacrifice them yet, so you choose one sword and then you attack. Then you can sacrifice them all. And because you can do it that at fast speed. And then they'll pump the sword that you're attacking with. If you do it beforehand, you pump them all on that sword, then you attack, they go, yeah, destroy it, right? If you wait... until you are attacking, for sure, then you can use overpowering defense. So even if they baby green, you can negate that baby green, or you can negate the spell shield with overpowering defense, and your attack should go through.
And they can't do it beforehand because then you'll just sacrifice that sword and put on a different one. This deck's cooking.
Yes. To get around interceptors, Tristan Shadows, and what have you, you have to activate a Blade of Creation. This is the only part that kind of is unfortunate because if they have a bunch of interceptors and you do this and then you play this, they could in response... No, it still doesn't work. No, I'm still good. If they try to baby green a sword, you'd sacrifice on another sword and then you declare that sword once this attack fully resolves. And then goes into intent. Then you can choose your weapon.
Sure.
So you're pretty safe as long as you have overpowering defense. And then you get Topsy Decrees, which is Spell Shroud. And you have Crystallized Destinies for...
Can you explain what the Four of Spades is for the players that might not know that?
Oh yeah, Four of Spades is we've seen this around and it might not fit in this deck too great, but is a 4-cost 2/3 that says pay 3, draw a card into memory, essentially.
Because it reduces itself.
Yes. So it is an expensive ally, but it lets us to help control the board a little bit, but also play a card that replaces itself at the same time of kind of controlling the board at the same time. So if you're going second, you can do this on a turn 1 and have a card that replaces itself. So that's really good. It's not the most amazing play.
It doesn't plus you like Wolbrook does, but it gives you 2/3 body, which can be very relevant.
Yep, for sure. And we have Hub of Innovations, which are just a card that replaces itself and it's a domain, so that's really good. EK turns all your domains essentially into like fractals to give them all reservables.
Are you on Wave Piece? You are.
We're on 3 Wave Piece.
So should we just be on Water Spirit and playing the 2-cost thing that draws in memory?
I thought about it. But then I was like, well, so this is what this deck started off as that.
Mm-hmm.
It started off as a water deck that was playing the 2-cost, basically Hub of Innovation, essentially. And the reason why I changed it to Norm is because I literally had like 4 or 8 water cards total. I was like, I can kind of just make this Norm, and then maybe that's somehow helpful.
Sure.
And also, you know me.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Yeah.
I want a Norm.
Yeah.
But if you did, 4 of Spades is what I would take out.
We need a little bit more Norm support in RDO because Spirit of Purity is an amazing first step, and like we have gotten other Norm supports like Topsy Decree and such, but we need like a little bit more of a reason to go Spirit of Norm specifically. I think because like you can still to make this deck more competitive, I think you literally would switch it to Water Spirit and run the domains. But like I hate that. I want there to be a reason to play Spirit of Purity. It's like Spirit of Purity is like so close to being a really viable one. Like I've been testing Spirit of Purity Jhin, and I was like really, really vibing with that deck. And then I went back to Fire because I was like, it doesn't make sense, And so I'm okay with. I think like the main deck card pool or whatever you want to say. I think like the main deck is okay to play Norm, but like you need just a slightly bigger payoff for doing so.
A regalia that says if you have a Spirit of Control, or only Norm is in your lineage, like that, then you materialize this in your main phase, and it's a fill in the blank card. Like it's here you go. It's a 0-cost thing, object, I don't care, item that says pay 3, draw a card in memory. no other
That's
additional
powerful.
effect.
So it's a spirit shard, basically.
Maybe do the whole thing with
On a
like
draw
like
seven
Stable Mirror, where you have to maybe it's level 1+, first of all. So you have to level up to get the effect. And then also it is pay 3 to bring it out into your main. That's what Stable Mirror says. So you bring out your main by paying 3, and then you can pay 3 to sacrifice it and draw a card. So it's a total of pay 6 to draw 1 card.
Yeah.
And you have to be level 1 to do it. There you go. There's all my stuff.
That's a little bit more balanced.
Rye would be good still with that card, though. I would love that card.
Yeah, that is true. We have seen Spirit of Purity Rye at the Ascent Manila. It made day 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It actually had synergy with the Arcane sites.
That's maybe too strong, because specifically with Rye, that's really good. Because you paid 3 in your main, so you didn't play a card from hand, so you netted even, and then you'll get a +1
you could literally run Dungeon Guides and Arcane cards. Like, you wouldn't have to level up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, no.
You have to level once.
Yeah, once, right.
You level once.
But that just allows you to run just an absurd amount of arcane cards. Yeah. No, I think this card, Spirit of Purity, probably is balanced, but it just like feels a little bit bad for like your generic deck. Like when
you have to be level 1 to get any effect from it.
That's the hard thing. It's hard to stop your opponent's first floating memory, which is the most important usually. And then most decks aren't caring about cards that they banish from the graveyard, so you don't get like its effect benefiting you, unlike, obviously Rye is like the exception to that rule. But like Tony and like all these other Jin, like all these decks that
we need more generic cards that say if this is in your banishment.
Banishment, yeah. Maybe that's what
like a 3 visits card, something you can activate from banishment too.
Sure.
Only.
Sure.
Not even from graveyard, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can only activate it from your banishment, and when it's in your graveyard, it's literally nothing. It's not a floating memory, it's not nothing.
Because Spirit of Purity is like so situational that like its effect usually isn't helping like an immediate release, like isn't very viable. So yeah, like giving other decks than just Rye a way to like gain value from it in the late game. Even like an advanced element, a Norm Exalted Regalia card that says like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but something that's like
only Norm is in your lineage.
Locks.
Which would work if but it's locked to exalted. It's exalted.
Yeah, but then like lineage releasing spirits and stuff.
No, because you're level 3, which have advanced elements. So you'd have to. This would only be for Alice, I guess. is what I was getting.
Yeah, this doesn't work. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, it'd be cool to see Spirit of Purity see more play, because like, look at decks like Fractals right now. It's just running all 3 baubles and not getting punished for it. Having that guaranteed draw, not having to run GCR, they can run Unmake Duality. Like that'd be an interesting way to like make aggro decks need to run like GCR again, and like kind of bring that like, because GCR honestly is getting so incredibly overshadowed right now in the Divine Relics. It went from 5 out of 5, like absolute staples, $70 for your GCR.
$23 card.
Yeah, it's just no one wants it. Yeah. Who cares about it right now, right? Like sell your GCR to help you pay a little bit for your Lost Providence or Looking Glass, right? And so it'd be kind of cool to like see Fractals need to actually consider running GCR again instead of just getting to run Unmake Looking Glass, because they need that guaranteed card draw in there, which I guess Unmake Looking Glass still is though. Well, it's not guaranteed, but I don't know.
It's just that you can go other materializations.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Also, I want to point out that I was completely off on the names of the exalted allies here. I said Imperial, like something, Vanguard or something like that. It's Royal Oath Guard and Vestal Priestess.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see more exalted cards. I'd really like to see some exalted Fire, Water, Wind cards be a little bit better, because it's kind of a shame to have them all feel pretty mediocre so far. Like Imperial Accord is the only one I can think of.
We've seen Imperious Galebind being played here and there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's starting to get played?
Yeah, because it's suppressed 3, so usually it's like stop in Serial. Stop their thing from killing me and suppress my cake and save my ally. Mm-hmm. That's what it's like. It's been played here and there, not like as a 4-of or anything like that. But if you play that and you play Buffeting Hurricane.
Well, we had a Patreon member message and say that this can now be a win con for Alice, because you could go into like
Like Umbra Alice?
Yeah. Which I guess was already possible before because Umbra unlocks Exalted. I don't know. But this would be funny to see in something like Chessmen, because you might actually want to run things like that are suppressing your Chessmen for on-enter effects, whatever, and just like protection and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is cool.
Yeah.
Is that only its ally, item, or weapons, not Fantasia? Okay. Interesting.
That'd be sick if it could hit Fantasias.
Really strong if it could hit Fantasias.
What happens if you suppress a fracturized item?
Thing. It will leave and come back as its normal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a new card.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's about all that we have for y'all this week. Just so excited to be here talking Grand Archive as normal. We have a couple cool videos for you. We are playing Fractals for gameplay this week.
That's what you say?
Okay. We'll be having Fractals for gameplay this week.
You brought it over, right?
Yeah, I did bring it over, yes. Excited to show that off. We kind of like skipped over doing that. And I was sitting there just thinking, we haven't done Fractals gameplay on the channel in a long time. It's a huge meta deck right now. Arguably the most popular meta deck, I think. At least like
it's everyone's new
Siryu
favorite right now. Seems like everyone's like excited to play it again.
Sure, yeah, that's true. It could definitely fall off again. Anything can happen with the meta, but anyways, I think getting some like high level Fractal gameplay would be nice to highlight on the channel, and just makes sense to put up. So we'll have that.
So that's why I'll be piloting it. No,
rude. I mean, honestly, after my London stream, yeah, fair. No, I was just tired and stressed. But yeah, excited to put that up. We will be having our deep dive on acquiescing rejection up sometime this month on our Patreon.
Yes.
So very excited about that. I talk about it in great detail. A lot of cool content coming. We have the Creators Guild, which is going to be incredibly exciting to go to.
Yeah, I don't even know what I want to film there.
No idea.
Something, but
we'll hopefully have some cool stuff to talk about on the podcast next week. I'm not sure what we will be able to talk about from that event or not, but I'm feeling like it's going to be fairly public. Yeah.
I feel like we should be allowed to say anything.
Yeah. But we'll also have the developer stream that is going to be showing off a ton of stuff about RDO and Pantheon, I believe. So next week's podcast is going to be a super long one.
And you get back and you're going to Houston.
I am going to Houston.
What day you leave?
I think I leave Thursday for Vegas.
We're filming a bunch Tuesday.
Oh yeah, it's going to be go to Creators Guild event, come back, immediately film as much content as we possibly can, and then I'm going to be doing a last minute prep for the event for Riftbound and going there and seeing how we do.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. If you are one of our 30-ish listeners on Spotify, I appreciate that so much.
That's super cool.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.